Thank you, Maria. Well, this morning on Today's Money, how to keep the cash flowing. Everyone would love to have money at their disposal all the time, but that can be unrealistic for many. But if you start following some simple steps now, you can have enough cash through retirement. Greg Doherty is the executive editor of Consumer Reports, and Jean Chatzky, of course, our Today financial editor. Nice to have you both here.
Nice to be here.
And Greg, tell me, I mean, everybody, it's a concept we would love to hold on to, that we can have never running out of money. But Consumer Reports actually polled your readers, and how did they manage to do it?
Well, we asked 25,000 of our readers over the age of 55 how much money they had, how happy they were with where they were with their money, and what they wish they had done differently. And a big one is when you start and how much you save. The earlier you can start, the better off you are.
That's right. And the first tip right off the bat, then, because we do have a lot to get through, is to live modestly, and that's being the number one rule. Right, Jean?
There's so many people who spend more than they make on a regular basis, and it's just not sustainable. If you can get yourself to save a little bit off the top and just keep yourself under that level of what you're earning, you're going to be fine.
And where is it that people are falling when it comes to putting enough money aside for retirement when it comes to that?
Well, we know that at this point, about 50% of all people are going to run out of money in retirement. That's a very, very scary statistic. But if they're in their 401k plans, that number drops to 20%. So that's absolutely the first thing that you should do. And if you don't have a 401k available to you, then open an IRA, contribute automatically, save first, and then spend.
And that's the point, Greg, that you make as well, is to start saving early. So the earlier, the better then.
That's right. And, a lot of it, we can't go back in time, of course, but if you haven't started yet, start now and try to put away as much as you can.
And contribute the maximum to the 401k plan.
Do that.
And also keeping a budget, Jean. This is the next task there.
And people hate that word, right?
Yeah. I mean, the minute you see a budget, you're like, you cringe.
Right.
But
so think
how
about
important is it to live by what you put down on paper?
It's crucial. And think about it in terms of planning your spending. Think about deciding first how much you're going to spend on the different things in your life. How much is going to go to housing? It should be no more than 35%, 15% for transportation. You should always save 10%, and it leaves about 25% for the rest of your life. If you can keep to those levels, you'll be fine.
And Greg, one of the other things is the middle age years, roughly from the 30s on to the 50s, is the point that you all make is to prioritize retirement over college. Can you explain that?
Well, it sounds harsh, but retirement should be your number one priority, even if you're also trying to save to put kids through college. Get your retirement nailed down, contribute to that, and then contribute what you can to college after that. Because you don't want to be dependent on your kids in your old age.
Right. Well, so many of us, though, think we would like our kids to be able to go to whatever school they want. We want to make sure that their college is taken care of. So it's hard to put yourself first, though, Jean.
The Roth IRA is a really, really good vehicle for this because you can use the money in the Roth IRA for your retirement. You can also pull it out for college. And so if you're not saving enough today, open a Roth and start funding that. At least you'll feel like you're doing the best for your kids, and you'll figure it out when you get closer to college.
All right. And the next point, Greg, here is to catch up. And that is to the point where if you're still in your 50s, you still have time, right, for your retirement. And now's the time.
Right. And a 401k, as Jean mentioned, makes that easy. After the age of 50, you can contribute an extra $5,500 a year if you have it. And that's a good way to begin to catch up.
If you haven't started saving by the time you're in your 40s, saving 10%, which is what most financial advisors are going to tell you to do, is just not enough.
No.
You got to aim for 15. You've got to run yourself through a retirement calculator. You have to see where the hole is, and you really have to start to gear up. And I know that's tough advice, but you're going to be sorry if you don't.
Right, absolutely. And the next major point is, of course, to pay off debt. Now, what kind of debt are we talking about?
High interest rate credit card debt. It's a savings killer. You've got those big bills coming in every single month. You can't save because that's sitting on your head. So you got to work your way through that high interest rate debt first, and then you can really wail on the savings.
And at the same time that you're paying off your debt, though, I mean, it is important to remember to save what you can as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to make sure you're doing both at the same time.
Okay, and then finally, last point is to time your payout, which means sometimes, Greg, having to work a little bit longer, right,
Right.
into those retirement years?
Exactly. If you can put off taking Social Security up to age 70, you get a lot more. You can take it as early as 62, but it'll be low for the rest of the time you're collecting. And we also found that people just enjoy work for the most part. There's the social aspect of it. There's a feeling you're doing something useful.
Keeps you young at heart.
Absolutely. If you can stay in the workforce, it's a good thing for a whole bunch of reasons.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Jean Chatzky, Greg Doherty from Consumer Reports, great to have you on with us. Thanks so much.